Ukraine has launched a significant counterattack in Russia's Kursk region, escalating the nearly 3-year conflict. According to Russia's defense ministry, Ukrainian forces, supported by tanks, armored vehicles, and demolition units, targeted the village of Verdun, northeast of 𝐒𝐭𝐲𝐬. Pro-Kremlin bloggers confirmed intense pressure on Russian troops, hinting at more significant events to come. Ukrainian officials remained tight-lipped but emphasized their efforts, with Presidential Chief of Staff Andriy Yermak stating Russia is getting what it deserves. The Kursk region, initially seized by Ukraine in August 2024, saw stalled advances after Russia reinforced its positions, even deploying North Korean troops. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky revealed heavy losses on both sides, including North Korean infantry and Russian airborne troops. The offensive occurs as US President-elect Donald Trump prepares for office, pledging a swift ceasefire, while the Biden administration unveiled $6 billion in new military aid for Ukraine. Meanwhile, both nations exchanged drone attacks, causing damage and air alerts. 4 Russian airports briefly suspended operations, highlighting the growing tension in the region. Tensions are brewing between the PPP and the PML-led federal government. PPP spokesperson 𝐒𝐭𝐲𝐬 has criticized the government for sidelining her party on critical decisions, including the formation of the Pakistan Maritime and Seaport Authority. She warned that the government's survival depends on PPP support, stating, "The day we withdraw that support, the federal government will collapse." Murray also highlighted constitutional violations such as the failure to convene the Council of Common Interest for 11 months. She emphasized the need for allies and provinces to be consulted on national matters, urging the government to operate within constitutional boundaries to avoid further discord. Meanwhile, tech billionaire Elon Musk has confirmed that Starlink is awaiting government approval to launch internet services in Pakistan. This comes after a challenging year where the nation faced $1.62 billion in losses due to internet outages, the highest globally. Musk's confirmation follows public calls from Pakistanis urging him to expedite Starlink's launch, promising transformative opportunities for connectivity and education. With Pakistan's digital future at stake, Starlink's potential entry could address long-standing challenges in internet access and infrastructure. In Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, peace efforts in Kursk remain fragile. A day after an attack on Deputy Commissioner Javedullah Masood, KP government spokesperson Barrister Mohammad Ali Saif vowed to ensure peace at all costs. Recent clashes over land disputes have claimed over 130 lives, with food and medicine shortages worsening due to road blockades. Although a peace agreement was signed last week, tensions persist as protests continue in Manduri. Saif condemned the attack as nefarious conspiracy to disrupt peace and called on locals to support the government's efforts to stabilize the region. In the ongoing conflict, Israeli airstrikes have killed at least 70 Palestinians in Gaza, with a significant portion of the casualties coming from attacks on homes in Gaza City. In one instance, an airstrike on a house belonging to the Al-Ghawla family killed 17, including women and children. Medics report that several others are trapped under rubble in other areas like Jabalia and Deir al-Bala, raising fears of even more deaths. Meanwhile, the Biden administration has notified Congress of an $8 billion arms sales to Israel aimed at bolstering the country's defense capabilities with munitions, missiles, and artillery shells. This is part of the continued US support for Israel's security. In response to the mounting toll, there is a renewed push for a ceasefire. Mediators from Qatar and Egypt have resumed talks aiming to end the 15-month-old conflict. While Hamas expresses willingness to negotiate, it's unclear how close both sides are to a resolution. The US is closely involved in facilitating these talks, hoping to secure the release of prisoners.